Hey, Vintage Car Chronicles listeners, buckle up. Today we're going deep on an interesting car.
Yeah.
The E34 BMW M5 Touring.
The sleeper.
This is a wagon that could haul groceries.
Yeah.
A&D embarrass a whole lot of sports cars.
Back in the day, for sure.
You sent over some amazing articles and notes on this thing, and I gotta say,
Yeah.
I'm already hooked. Hand-built assembly, a connection to the iconic BMW M1 supercar.
Yeah,
This thing is packed with surprises.
it's a special car for sure and represents a moment in time, I think, for BMW.
Right.
Early 90s.
Yeah.
They're really kind of pushing the limits of what a performance sedan could be.
Yeah.
And then they went and made a wagon version of it, It was very audacious.
It is.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's set the stage here.
Okay.
The E34 was the second generation of the M5,
Right.
following the already successful E28. And it was based on the regular 5 Series sedan.
Yes.
But then the wizards at BMW's M division got their hands on it.
And, they didn't just tweak a few things.
Right.
They really, created a whole new beast. And it started with standard 5 Series bodies from the Dingolfing plant. But then those were shipped off to BMW M GmbH in Garching.
Wait, they shipped the bodies somewhere else?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
A dedicated team hand assembled each M5 over a period of about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So it was a very meticulous process.
Wow. So it wasn't just a car rolling off an assembly line.
Right.
This was practically bespoke.
Yeah, small batch, very much so.
No wonder these things are so sought after.
And there's even a story that experienced BMW testers could actually tell which team built a specific car based on just these tiny variations in the hand-built process.
That's easy.
Yeah, each one had its own signature almost.
So cool. Okay, we've got hand-built exclusivity here.
Yeah.
But what about the heart of this beast? Tell me about this engine I keep hearing about.
Ah, the engine, the heart of it all.
Yeah.
The E34 M5 originally launched with a 3.6-liter S38 B36.
Okay.
Good for a very respectable 315 horsepower.
That's no slouch.
No, not at all.
But then in 1991, they decided to up the ante. What?
That's right.
Yeah.
They introduced the 3.8-liter S38 B38,
Okay.
boosting the power to a screaming 340 horsepower.
It's got to be a serious kick in the pants, especially for a wagon.
Especially for a wagon.
And what's even more mind-blowing is that this 3.8-liter engine is still the largest displacement 6-cylinder in BMW's modern history.
A testament to the engineering of that era.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Amazing.
And it wasn't just about raw power.
Right.
The S38 is a technically sophisticated engine.
Yeah.
We're talking dual overhead camshafts, 24 valves, individual throttle bodies.
Uh-huh.
This thing was designed to sing.
Okay, I am starting to understand why enthusiasts go crazy for the sound of these engines.
Right.
It's not just noise.
Yeah.
It's a symphony of engineering.
It's a beautiful noise.
Speaking of which, let's talk about what makes this touring model so special.
Okay.
First of all, I understand they're pretty rare.
Extremely rare. Only 891.
Wow.
E34 M5 Tourings ever left the factory.
Wow.
Which, instantly makes them highly collectible.
Right.
But it's more than just rarity, remember? We're talking about the early 90s.
Yeah.
When this thing came out, it was the fastest wagon in the world.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So this family wagon was out there smoking Ferraris at stoplights.
Yeah,
I need to hear more about this.
It wasn't quite that dramatic, but it definitely was a performance car.
Yeah.
Disguised in a practical package.
Right.
And to add to the mystique, especially for listeners in the U.S., no E34 M5 Tourings were officially imported to North America.
So it was like this forbidden fruit.
Yeah, the forbidden fruit, which makes them want it even more.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay.
How fast are we talking?
Well, the 3.6-liter version could hit 0 to 60 mile per hour in about 6.3 seconds, which is already quick.
Okay.
The 3.8-liter shaved it down to 5.9 seconds.
Okay, that's properly fast.
Yeah.
Even by today's standards.
Absolutely.
And they were electronically limited to 155 mile per hour.
That's right.
That's faster than a lot of sports cars today.
Yeah, it was a serious, serious machine. And remember, we're talking about a wagon.
From the early 90s.
From the early 90s, this performance was groundbreaking.
Right.
And it wasn't just theoretical either.
Okay.
In 1992, BMW Australia entered an E34 M5 in the Bathurst 12-hour endurance race.
Wait, they raced this thing?
They did, yeah.
A wagon in an endurance race?
A wagon
It couldn't be
in an endurance race, yeah. And they didn't just enter it. They finished second overall and first in their class.
Wow.
The driving team was a who's who of racing legends: former F1 champion Alan Jones, Neville Kraken, and BMW touring car driver Tony Longhurst.
I can only imagine the looks on the faces of the other drivers when this family hauler came flying past them on the track.
I know, right?
This car was clearly more than just a grocery getter.
No, it was a serious performance machine.
But it wasn't all about brute force.
Right.
Right. I'm seeing some notes here about some pretty innovative tech features. Tell me about those M-System wheels.
Ah, yes, the wheels.
Yeah.
These were more than just stylish. They were actually engineered for performance.
Right.
From 1988 to 1992, the M5 had these unique three-piece wheels.
Okay.
Made of magnesium.
Magnesium. Wow, they weren't messing around.
Yeah.
What was so special about them?
Well, they had these bolted-on covers
Okay.
with fins that were specifically designed to direct airflow towards the brakes.
Wow.
BMW claimed it increased brake cooling by 25%.
So they were prioritizing performance even in the details.
Even in the details, that's right, that's right.
That's pretty impressive.
It is, it's very cool.
Yeah.
Then in 1992, they introduced the M-System 2 wheels,
Okay.
which enthusiasts nicknamed Throwing Stars because of their shape.
Throwing stars. That's a pretty cool nickname. Were they purely aesthetic or did they have a functional purpose too?
They actually improved brake cooling even further with larger openings and fins
Okay.
that were positioned to channel air more effectively.
So they really...
BMW is obsessed with keeping those brakes cool.
Yeah, it makes sense, especially with the kind of performance this car was capable of.
Right.
You need some serious stopping power,
Yeah, absolutely.
but match all that go. But I'm seeing something here about adjustable suspension. Did they really have that back then?
They did. In 1992, they introduced electronic damper control, or EDC for short.
Okay.
It allowed the driver to switch between a comfortable ride for cruising
Okay.
and a stiffer, sportier setting for when they wanted to push the car harder.
So you could have your comfortable daily driver and your weekend track weapon all in one car.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing. And then there's this note about a transmission upgrade in 1994. What was that all about?
Ah, yes. In 1994, they switched to a 6-speed Getrag 420G manual transmission.
Okay.
It was a significant upgrade, offering smoother shifting and even more driver engagement.
Okay, so they kept refining and improving this car throughout its production run.
Oh, yeah.
That's a sign of a company that really cares about performance.
They were always trying to make it better, make it faster, you know?
But we can't talk about the E34 M5 without mentioning the special editions.
Right.
I'm seeing a whole list here.
Yeah, the special editions are a fascinating part of the E34 M5 story.
Yeah.
They really highlight the exclusivity and desirability of this car.
Yeah.
Take, for example, the Winkelhock edition,
Okay.
named after the racing driver Joachim Winkelhock.
Okay.
And it was all about pure, unadulterated performance.
Okay. I'm intrigued. Tell me more about this Winkelhock edition.
Yeah.
What made it so special?
Well, they basically stripped out anything that wasn't absolutely essential for going fast.
Wow.
Smaller battery, reduced fuel tank, less sound deadening. They even got rid of things like the rear headrests
Wow.
and the fog lights to save weight.
So this was like
Talk about commitment.
a factory-built track day special.
Yeah, exactly. They only made 51 of them, all finished in jet black with sterling silver metallic lower body panels.
Okay, this Winkelhock edition is definitely my kind of car.
Yeah.
Raw, focused, no compromises.
Yeah.
But I'm seeing there were other special editions too, right?
Oh, yeah, there were a few. There was the Cecotto edition, named after another famous racing driver, Johnny Cecotto.
Okay.
But unlike the stripped-down Winkelhock,
Yeah.
the Cecotto was all about luxury.
Oh, so it was like the yin to the Winkelhock's yang.
Precisely. It featured luxurious Napa leather
Right.
on the steering wheel, heated seats,
Wow.
and a choice of two very elegant metallic paint colors, Lagoon Green or Mauritius Blue.
So you had your choice between a bare-bones track weapon or a luxurious Grand Tourer, both based on the same incredible car.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Were there any other special editions worth mentioning?
Well, there was the 20-jar Motorsport edition,
Okay.
built to celebrate Motorsport's 20th anniversary.
Okay.
Only 20 were made, all in a striking magenta red. It had carbon fiber dash panels, red seatbelts with BMW Motorsport embroidery, and unique M-Technic rear view mirrors.
It sounds like they really went all out for that anniversary edition.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, no,
There was a UK limited edition
okay.
released in 1995 specifically for the end of right-hand drive,
Okay.
E34 M5 production.
Okay.
They produced 50 of those, split between 2 unique color and trim combinations.
Gotcha.
And for the Italian market, they had the Electa Touring
Okay.
with extended leather interiors
Right.
and numbered shift knobs.
Wow.
It was a very limited run of only 20 cars.
Wow. So many special editions.
Yeah, quite a few.
It's clear that BMW knew they had something special with the E34 M5, and they weren't afraid to celebrate it.
No, they were very proud of it.
But I have to ask, what about a convertible? Did they ever make a drop-top version of this beast?
You know, they actually built a prototype E34 M5 convertible.
Really?
Yeah, imagine that. It had an electric folding roof
Oh, wow.
and a more steeply raked windshield. They even added some serious structural reinforcements
Right.
to compensate for the loss of the roof.
That sounds incredible. Why didn't they put it into production?
Sadly, it seems like it just came down to financial consideration.
Well.
Yeah, they
Right.
couldn't justify the cost of producing such a niche model,
Okay.
which is a real shame because it would have been amazing.
Yeah, high-performance M5 wagon with the wind in your hair.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been something special.
Absolutely.
But, okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the origins of the E34 M5,
Right.
the hand-built craftsmanship, that incredible engine,
Yeah.
the rarity and performance of the touring model, the innovative tech features,
Yep.
and all those special editions.
Yeah.
It's clear this car was a true icon of its time. But what about today? Why is the E34 M5,
Well,
especially the touring, so sought after by collectors all these years later?
I think it boils down to a few key factors. Firstly, the E34 M5 represents kind of a sweet spot in BMW's history. It bridges the gap between the raw analog driving experience of older BMWs
Right.
and the more modern technology-driven cars of today.
Okay.
It was the last M5 to feature a naturally aspirated inline-six engine.
Okay.
And for many enthusiasts, that's
Yeah.
a huge part of the appeal.
So it's that pure mechanical connection
Yeah, absolutely.
that people crave, right? No turbos, no complicated electronics, just a perfectly engineered engine responding directly to your inputs.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
And when you combine that with the hand-built construction,
right.
the limited production numbers, and the motorsport pedigree, you have a recipe for a truly collectible car.
Absolutely. And let's not forget the styling.
Right.
The E34 has aged incredibly well.
Yeah.
It's a timeless design that still looks fantastic today.
I've got that classic BMW look,
Yeah,
but with a hint of aggression that lets you know it means business.
exactly. It's a car that exudes both style and substance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And all of that is translated into some pretty impressive market values.
Yeah, definitely. Prices for E34 M5s,
Yeah.
especially the Tourings, have been steadily climbing in recent years.
Why?
It's a classic car that's only going to become more desirable as time goes on.
Yeah, it sounds like a true collector's item.
It is.
A car that perfectly captures a moment in time
Yeah.
when performance and driving purity were paramount.
And in a world where cars are becoming increasingly reliant
Yeah.
on technology and automation,
Right?
that analog driving experience
Yeah.
is something that more and more enthusiasts are starting to appreciate.
Yeah, it's that
Yeah.
feeling of being connected to the machine,
Right.
of being in control.
Exactly.
And with a car like the E34 M5 Touring, you get that in spades.
You do.
But it's more than just a great driving experience, right?
Yeah,
This car also has a certain mystique about it, a story to tell.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a car that was born from a passion for performance
Yeah.
and a dedication to craftsmanship. And those qualities
Yeah.
shine through in every aspect of the car. From the hand-built engine to the meticulously designed wheels.
It's a car that was built to be enjoyed,
Yeah,
to be driven hard, and to be cherished.
absolutely.
And I think that's what ultimately makes it so special.
It's a car that speaks to the heart
Yeah,
of the enthusiast.
right.
The person who truly appreciates the art of driving.
Well said. So for all you Vintage Car Chronicles listeners out there,
Yeah.
if you ever get the chance to experience an E34 BMW M5 Touring,
Uh-huh.
especially that rare and desirable wagon version,
Yeah.
don't hesitate.
It's an amazing machine.
It's a car that will leave a lasting impression and remind you of what true driving pleasure is all about.
Yeah, for sure.
A huge thank you to all the Vintage Car Chronicles listeners out there for joining us on this deep dive into the E34 BMW M5 Touring.
Thanks for having me. It's been fun.
And don't forget to tune in to new episodes of Vintage Car Chronicles, available daily on Spotify.
Every day.
We're constantly uncovering fascinating stories and hidden gems from the world of vintage cars. There's always something new to discover.
Always something new.
And on that note, we'll sign off. Until next time, keep those engines running.